Hey, you guys. Welcome back to the Real Emotions series. You guys, this is episode 11, okay? Episode 11. So welcome back. I hope you guys are doing amazingly well. I hope that your life is giving peace and abundance and joy and love and fun and a little bit of talking shit, okay? I hope it's giving everything to you that you need. I'm feeling good. Okay, you guys, let me step back. I got a few little dirty clothes over there. Ooh, and I kicked the camera. I am such a bad cameraman, okay? I'm such a bad cameraman, but I'm working on it. Okay, so welcome to episode 11, you guys. I hope that you're enjoying being here. Let me move my towel. Oh, I'm a real human. As you can see, every time I get on here and I get out of the shower, I feel so good, so refreshed, all happy, okay? Or if I know I'm about to take a shower and you've seen some episodes, yeah, the shower does it for me, okay? Like, no lie. So, I've just been really feeling thankful this morning. I actually filmed episode 10 this morning. So if you saw episode 10, that was me this morning. And I have to say, a combination of several things is just making my life very, very peaceful, joyous, and abundant. And I will share one of those things with you today. And this is what episode 11 is about. It's pretty much very simple, my loves. It's something that you know and love and have definitely heard before, I can believe. Give yourself a break. Your unique is not as different as you think. You're not alone, and you're not the only one. Live and love unapologetically as you are, because you're going to learn the lessons anyway, right? You might as well enjoy the shit as human. You might as well enjoy the shit as much as you possibly can, as much as humanly possible. My spirit guides, you see this? This is what I channeled. It says, be free and respect the other creatures on the planet doing the same thing. You have a unique set of experiences that were handpicked for you, catered to your specific spiritual needs. If you try to live like someone else, have a relationship like someone else, love like someone else, get money like someone else, you fail. Isn't that kind of crazy? Because let me tell you something. These are I'm just give y'all a little inside scoop behind the scenes. Y'all see my shoes over there? Oh my God. I have a problem and I have a pile of dirty clothes, but that was the ones that I just took off before the shower. So give me a break. I have way too many shoes. It's a problem, but it's not, because that's what I like and I embrace that. So it's actually a solution. It is motivation for me to get my ass up and be somebody, because I like to buy shoes, okay? Shoot, I'm going to be real about who I am. I like to buy clothes. I like to buy jewelry. I like to shop, okay? I love to be in a comfortable bed, all right? I want the bed to be fluffy. That's why my youngest son is here today. That's why Gabriel is alive, because me and his dad, let's just be real, we really both enjoy comfortable sheets and pillows. That's why we stayed together. I know, I'm just joking, you guys, but it's kind of true. However, let's get to what we're talking about today. And it's really funny, behind the scenes, this is what I'm saying. Let me give you a little behind the scenes scoop. I know. And I know a lot of you guys are clairvoyant. A lot of you guys are intuitive. A lot of you guys are psychic. So you already know what I'm about to tell you. You know that all of these videos have not been filmed in chronological order, okay? They have not been filmed at the same time or like in chronological order of when they are released. So there are some, like the first few videos, like I would say episode 1, 2, and 3, and then the bonus between episode 2 and 3, those were all filmed at the same time. But then after that, I don't think they were in order. So that is what I'm saying. It's like Spirit gives me these messages at different times and I just write them down. Usually I make a note of it somewhere, and whenever it calls to me or whenever the message makes itself known in my mind again, that's basically a confirmation of why I had to write it down in the first place. So when you are maybe having questions in your mind about what you're supposed to be doing, but then you're not listening to those little thoughts that pop up in your head, that's doing yourself a disservice. Even if you don't know what it means at that very moment, it's always good to write it down. But see how this correlates with what I'm saying today about being yourself, you know, and all these things. Isn't it funny how in episode 10 last week, we were talking to Jeremiah about jealousy and competition and greed. And you see how he was saying that basically like whatever's meant for you is for you. And that's kind of what the conversation led into. And that was already like the message that I had written down, because this is episode 10 that has the checkbox and this is episode 11. So I had already written it down that way. And I filmed these two in order because they were meant to be in order. But let me tell you why that's even more crazy. It's not even crazy. Why it's even more magical, I guess. Those two messages for episode 10 and 11, which is the current message, those two messages were written down like, I would say a month ago, 2 months ago. I wrote those in my notebook. And the messages that we started with were more recent, because this is November 2021. So I maybe wrote down those messages about competition and this message about your unique self and being who you truly are, because that's what this is about. I wrote those down maybe 2 months ago. How does it come together like that? I don't know. But what I do know is that denotes when you are questioning something in your life, really pay attention to what God is telling you. Really pay attention to what your soul is telling you, what your psyche is telling you. And there's a really nice wine in the grocery store called Psyche. Y'all should try it. Thumbs up approved. They do not sponsor this video, but I'm just saying. I bought it out of Kroger and I was like, ooh, the name alone is getting me. Psyche? Okay, we got to try this. So I tried it. Bomb. Okay? But they don't sponsor me. I mean, unless they want to, you know. I'm just saying. But no, let me just refresh. Give yourself a break is the number one thing. Your unique is not as different as you think, which means relax. You might feel weird because you feel different, or you might feel weird because you have an opinion. It's okay. Relax. That's normal. It's not normal to go around being a yes man or a yes woman and agreeing with what everybody else fucking says. It's normal to have your own views of a situation. It's okay to agree and it's okay to disagree, but let it stem from your own perspective. Relax. That's why I said your unique is not as different as you think, because you might feel weird or you might feel, you know, afraid or embarrassed about your opinion. Don't be embarrassed about your opinion. It's your opinion for a reason. Just like we were talking about in episode 10. You have a unique set of skills. You have a unique set of gifts that makes you special, different, And, you know, I'm hearing obsolete. It's something is obsolete. There's not a lot of it, right? Pretty sure. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I know what obsolete means. It's something that's hard to find. And I could say, hey, Siri, but she gets on my nerves. And you know she'd be listening. But let's move on. Don't feel like you're weird. It says, like I said, you are not alone and you're not the only one. It says, see how this goes? This is crazy. Live and love unapologetically as you are, because you're going to learn the lesson anyway, which means, just like we've been talking about learning lessons, how you can't rush through your lessons, how your lessons are specifically catered to your spiritual journey. Okay? Yeah. You're going to learn a lesson anyway. That's the point where I've reached in my life. That's the point where I've reached in my life. As a Pisces woman born right before the new millennium, and observing all of the things that I've observed in my life, and knowing that there are going to be several things that I'm going to observe as time goes on, I'm just going to laugh. Listen, it might be irritating sometimes, and that's fine. That's normal. That's cool. It's not about being normal, but that's typical. Okay? That's what's going to happen regardless. But the way that I have been able to move through these situations a little bit more, you know, my spirit guys are joking in my mind right now, because I'm trying to think of a synonym for fast, quickly, right? The way that I've been able to move through these lessons and these pit stops on my spiritual journey more quickly, but you know, I'm trying to have the vocabulary, okay? You know what word I thought of? Expeditiously, which made me think of T.I. always trying to sound, let me be quiet. But, yeah, so, okay, point being, you might as well enjoy the ride, bitch, okay? You might as well enjoy the motherfucking ride. You might as well hop on that bitch and ride, okay? You might as well go ahead and get a laugh or two out this bitch. Pull a Cat Williams on a motherfucker or something and enjoy that shit. You're going to learn the lesson anyway. So the more objective you are to the situation, the better, right? And you being unique about it, and you being yourself about it, and you living out loud in a way where you don't silence yourself for other people and their opinions. It just feels good. It feels good. Just be yourself. Now, what I will say is that when you are this way, it allows for you to be less critical of yourself, which means when people throw hate or negativity at you, it makes you less critical of them. Because if you were critical of yourself, that hate and that negative speech, or, you know, underhanded comments or backhanded compliments, those things would affect you because they would get to you. Because it's like you would be somewhat in denial of who you truly are. But if you live as you truly are and you look at yourself like, you know what? I am like that sometimes. Just like in the beginning, I said, I do like to shop. I do like to buy shoes. It's more shoes over there on the other side, and it's more shoes in the closet. I am that way. But you know what? The first step is awareness, and I'm aware. So therefore, if I'm aware and I know that that's something that I have to balance, making sure I have equilibrium on the light side and the dark side, if I'm able to do that, then nobody can come and say anything to me about what the fuck I'm doing. Because I already know what the fuck I'm doing. I already know who the fuck I am. I said what I said, and I felt her when she said that. I said what I said, okay? So you're going to have to learn the lesson anyway. So you might as well get a kick out of it. You might as well enjoy it. You might as well be yourself along the way. Find a silver lining. Find a positive if you're going to have to feel negative, because it's not always going to feel good on this journey. But shit, if you could laugh about it, I think that's why I have the sense of humor I have. And when people say they have a sense of humor that pops up at inappropriate times, or they deal with trauma with humor, I can definitely understand that. And I think that's why a lot of comedians do what they do, because that's their way of channeling pain and negativity into love and joy and positivity. You know, the cruder, the cruder, the better for me. And I know it's bad, but it's like, it kind of ignites your brain on how we can change it, because yeah, if it's funny, it means it's bad. If someone can make a joke about slavery and it really be funny and you be like, damn, that is true, that means, okay, that's going to cause people to start thinking. That's how I feel. My humble opinion. Next part, you might as well enjoy it, right? As much as humanly possible. Be free and respect other creatures on the planet doing the same thing. I know this is kind of a long one, you guys, this week. But it is true. Be free. Be free to be yourself. And if you feel like you're free to be yourself, you can respect someone else that's being their self. Just like I said, if you know who you are, and I know that I buy shoes, and then somebody comes on here and says, maybe that's why you're struggling so much, because you always shopping. Okay? You know, because people will say negative shit like that, especially when you're a content creator, especially when you're on YouTube, especially when you're on any platform where people can leave feedback. That's what happens. They are going to pick at something because in their spirit, that's where they are. So as a human being, knowing that you had to get to this point of acceptance, and knowing that at one point you didn't have this level of understanding or grace or compassion for yourself, and you know that's not the way, you have to be humble and wise enough to see that in someone else, especially if you're going to be a healer, especially if you're going to be someone who's an influencer, especially if you're going to be someone who is a role model setting an example. You cannot get to a certain point where you're removed from the struggle and you're removed from the trauma. That's why you see people who get to such a high level fall so fast and fall so hard. It might not seem like it's fast, but once the descent begins to occur, it's like a fucking avalanche, okay? So you have to continue to immerse yourself in those places of grief, of pain, of negativity, if it comes your way, so that you know. It doesn't mean you get lost there. It means that you immerse yourself in it. You remember, and you feel engulfed by the emotion that trigger, brings. So if you see it in somebody else, you're fully aware of how that person could be feeling in their life, in all aspects of their life. They may be depressed. They may have just gone through a death. They may have just had to deal with losing their job. They may just have, left a spouse or gotten left by a spouse. They may have just been bullied. They may have just gotten beat up on, and you don't know it because it's underneath some makeup. They may have just had a flat tire or gotten a ticket on the way. So it's that grace that allows you to see the beauty and joy in your own life. And once you know how to give grace to yourself, it allows you to more easily give grace to others. And that's why the message says, be free, but also respect other creatures on the planet doing the same thing. That's something that I struggle with, because I'd be like quick to be like, bitch, I know you motherfucker. But then you have to adapt. You have to come out of that. So, let me get in the light. Oh, and my TV went off. I was watching James Turner. on YouTube, James Turner YT, because he was doing a Sims. I don't want it to play though. It's gonna play. Okay, it's a commercial. Let me mute it. Oh, 33. See James Turner in the corner. I know I shouldn't play ads, but look, I love watching him build, and I love his LPs because, you know, I really like The Sims. Y'all know that. Bless me. Bless me. Okay. Oh my God. It's like all of this. Okay, James, thanks. But but yeah, you guys, that's why you have to be respectful of other creatures. Because if you respect yourself, then that shows God that, you know, you can respect others as well. Or if you respect others, that shows God that you can respect yourself. It goes hand in hand. It says, you have a unique set of experiences that were handpicked for you, cater to your specific spiritual needs. We talked about this in the last episode. You can't rush through your lessons because those lessons are specifically catered to you, okay? I'm trying to catch the light and get a good background, but it's not working. But those particular gifts are specifically catered to you. So you can't rush through and try to skip over certain parts of the journey. You also can't, what was I going to say? Yeah, you also can't be like covetous or jealous of other people, because that's technically like another way of rushing through the journey, not learning the lessons that are specifically catered to you. So being yourself and being unique and being true to who you are. That's why I said something about him. Sorry, the camera's so silly. This is what I like to do, okay? I like to go back a lot of times with creators that I like to watch. And I like to watch like their old stuff, like when they first started, their first beginnings, you know, all of the things that they've been doing, all of the things that they thought about. Like, it's not to be like weird or anything, but like I just observe people. When I was a teenager, I used to just go to the mall to people watch. I'm a creeper, okay? But it's like, that's how I learn human mannerisms. I feel like an alien because that's how I learn human mannerisms, because as a child, and I feel like a lot of children go through this, a lot of children right now, at this time in the world are being diagnosed with like ADHD, ADD, learning disorders, developmental disorders. And I don't think it's because there's anything wrong with them. I think it's because we don't know how to acclimate ourselves to their way of learning. I tell y'all all the time, my oldest son, he was diagnosed with ADHD, but there's nothing wrong with him. He just learns in a different way, and his mind is focused on a different thing. He's not of this world. And those kids, these babies that are coming out with teeth already and, you know, coming out crawling and coming out walking and rolling, they're not of this world. They are literally the new breed who are going to elevate us to this next level of consciousness, I swear. And because they are here, that is why the collective is elevating to another level of consciousness. So when you look at people's progression from a starting point to a current point in the trajectory, you see how evolution works in real time. It's like binge watching a series on TV. You see the story unfold, but you see it unfold faster than what it unfolded in the moment. That's why I feel like that's why a lot of people prefer to binge watch TV, because they like to see the evolution and it helps them to understand the story more coherently, okay? So I did watch a lot, but I didn't watch all of his stuff from the beginning, but I did watch the Big Wallet series. I don't know if James would ever watch this, but James Turner, if he ever watches this, I swear to God, thank you so much for doing the big wallets. Even, I swear, one day I'm going to come on here and have my 4-year-old talk to you guys, because if James ever watches this, and I don't mean to be riding his nuts like this, and I love delicacy too. Like, y'all whole couple is like inspiration for me. I'm just thankful that y'all create the content you create. And I know this might be off topic, but it's not. It's not. God intends for things to come out the way they come out. And the reason why I feel this way is because, first of all, my 4-year-old knows that if I say the big wallets, now he knows The Sims. This is going to be something that he's probably going to play. He's very creative. He's kind of like that ADHD mind. He doesn't concentrate. But seeing the progression of someone like that, or even on these tarot channels where you watch people, you know, learn how to do tarot and evolve to another level, or whatever type of content that you like to watch. It's interesting to see the evolution, and it's interesting to see the progression. Now, think about that in terms of your individuality. Think about that in terms of your uniqueness. You're not going to come out the gate being perfect. There are lessons that you have to learn along the way. And the most effective way, in my opinion, to learn those lessons is to do it while being your true and authentic self. You're going to have to keep reminding yourself of this too. It's not something that is just going to stick with you the whole time that you're learning the lesson. It's something that you're going to have to continue to instill in you, because I've said this before and I'll say it again. I have to continue doing these things. I'm not judging you guys. I'm not critiquing you guys. I'm just sharing my opinion and my experiences because maybe it'll help somebody. And that was the original motivation and intention for my channel in the first place. And I have to learn how to adapt and change and do it in different ways that God calls me to do it. And this is just one of those ways. I'm a very multifaceted person. Some people listen to my tarot videos and hear me singing, and that helps them, right? I'm not saying I'm Beyonce, but what I'm saying is it may help them. Somebody may listen to me go off on a tarot video and stand up to the imaginary situation. Not imaginary, but they may see me going off like, yeah, if you read tarot, you know what I'm saying. It's like you're talking to the spirit. So, or you're talking to whatever situation you're channeling, or you're channeling whatever situation the viewer is going through. So it's like you're speaking as if you're in the place of the viewer, right? Somebody may see me stand up for myself in that situation, and then that helps them to stand up for themselves, right? Somebody may watch these videos or watch my older videos and get out of an abusive situation, or get out of a rut when it comes to their career. So you have to really trust in your individuality, because it's something that is one of a kind, and that's immeasurable. That's priceless. That's something that no amount of money can buy. And you have, that's it. Okay. Dropping gems. Know your worth. I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to somebody. I don't know who you are, but know your motherfucking worth. Because these situations are meant specifically for you. You don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to be embarrassed about it. You don't have to be scared. You're going to get through it. Separate yourself a bit and look at it objectively. Look at why. See it from a bird's eye view. Look, because, okay, that's why. Because I'm talking to somebody out there. One of y'all watching this is, I don't want to say hiding something, but one of you guys out there is not living in your true authentic self, whether it be your career, whether it be your relationships, whether it be with your family. There's something that you're holding in and keeping hidden that the world needs to see. Because now we're getting to the part that says, if you try to live like someone else, have a relationship like someone else, love like someone else, get money like someone else, you fail. So I feel like I'm talking to several people who are either not disclosing their sexuality, okay, hiding from their sexuality. I'm talking to some people who are in relationships with people who they don't really want to be in relationships with or don't see the future with. I'm also talking to some people who are in career paths or jobs where they are feeling drained. They're feeling as if they are dying. They're feeling as if they are withering away slowly. Okay, that's who I'm talking to right now. And I know you're out there listening. And what you need to know and what God wants you to know is that you are safe. You are protected. No one can tell you how to live your life. You're worthy of all the things that you saw for yourself as a child, all the dreams that you wanted to come true. You're worthy. Magnificence. God thinks you're magnificent. Your spirit guides want you to know that you are magnificent. You are meaningful. Which they're trying to tell me that you basically are meant to do something important. That it's like you're suppressing part of yourself and it's hurting you. I'm not a doctor, but I know that I developed a lot of back pain. You see, I'm kind of like leaning down as I'm channeling. I didn't even realize. But like I developed a lot of back pain, like making myself smaller, right? Trying to shrink myself down because my spirit was so big as a child that I would often intimidate people. Even now, I'm very tall. I'm 6 foot tall, long legs, stomp a bitch. You get what I'm saying? But like, you know, of course, beautiful though. But I'm just saying, like, I'm very intimidating. And some of you guys are shrinking yourself down or you're suppressing your gifts and it's causing you physical, like bodily harm. And I'm not a doctor. So if you have any concerns, you need to contact your local physician or your primary care physician because I am not a doctor. And I'm not your doctor. So I'm just saying from my own humble, spiritual, intuitive experience, this is who I feel like I'm talking to. And I need for you to understand that if you continue to be in this relationship, you continue to be in this job, you continue to be in this friend group or this family dynamic that you feel like you have to shrink yourself down, it is going to eat away at your soul and you will never be happy. And I'm not telling you to quit your motherfucking job. I'm not telling you to go home and divorce your wife or your husband. I'm not telling you to tell all your friends, fuck you bitches. You know, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to make the subtle, small changes each and every day in your life to allow you to live in your most true and authentic nature. It doesn't mean you have to be mean to anybody. It doesn't mean you have to tell nobody off, cuss nobody out, because that's kind of the extreme that I would have to balance, that I had to balance. I had to balance that extreme and get to a medial point where I understood that I can feel the way that I feel independently, humbly, and freely, and so can someone else. And it doesn't make me any less of a person, and it doesn't make them any less of a person. But I know if I'm living like somebody else or I'm thinking like somebody else, then I fail. So I know this was a long one, you guys. I feel like I really connected with someone's spirit just then, and I don't know who you are, but I'm thankful and, you know, obliged, I guess, to be helping you on your journey. I am thankful. I'm what is the word? I know the word. I just can't think of it when I'm channeling. You know what I mean. I see you, boo. You doing good. Don't worry about it, okay? And for everyone else who it may not connect with right now, just know that some of these channeled messages, some of these things that I speak about, they are going to connect when they're meant to connect. And that's what I was talking about in the beginning. It all comes full circle. All of the videos are not recorded at the same time. All of the videos are not recorded in chronological order. They're recorded whenever they need to be recorded. And it's like, it may seem weird, or it may have seemed kind of weird at first, but just know that all of the messages are exactly like every message that you receive spiritually, especially if you're new on this journey. I feel like there may be a lot of new people on their spiritual journey watching this. Okay. And I feel like you guys are looking for understanding. You guys are looking for clarity in situations. And I guess this is just to say that the clarity is going to come. But you have to make sure that you're taking small steps each and every day to be your true and authentic self. Don't worry about whether or not you're doing it right. Don't worry about whether or not you have the right crystals or the right cards or the right jewelry or the right clothes or you're saying the right words. Do what you feel in your spirit. Do what comes out of your heart. And you'll be fine. Because you're exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. So I love you guys. Y'all be sure to leave comments in the description box. The fuck am I saying? Make sure to leave comments in the comments below. Let me know how you're thinking, how you're feeling about everything. Give me any comments, about suggestions, about feedback. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Mwah, I love you guys, and peace. Until next time.